So welcome to our new student onboarding. This is your very first official Zoom call or Zoom class. Save the meeting ID and the password because we will use this meeting ID and password every single time. To me, it's just easy. You don't have to get a whole new one every week. I just keep using this particular one. Zoom calls, Zoom class, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 o'clock. This is what I want to say and be very, very clear. And this may be a little funny, but there's a reason I'm saying it. If I say it, it's because it's happened. When we do Zooms, that is class time. Don't come in laying in the bed. You can't smoke on a Zoom call. You can't cuss on a Zoom call. If you have family or significant others or whatever in the house with you, please let them know you're on Zoom so they don't walk through in their underwear or naked. I understand we're doing this at home and we have kids and we have family, but the background noise can be great. And a lot of times in our Zoom calls, we do interact together. We code together, we talk together, we ask, we're having a conversation. Now, sometimes that gets noisy and we just have to give some grace, right? But a lot of times, if you have your grandchildren or you have your children and they're around you, if I ask a question and you answer it, then mute again. So that way it's not quite so loud. Nobody ever does it on purpose. And then there are times that I have to stop what I'm doing and mute someone. And it just causes me to lose my train of thought. So just be aware of what's going on around you and aware that there are lots of people listening because I always record our Zooms. So for example, if Melanie had to work on Tuesdays at 11 and she couldn't be in Zoom class, just like I'm doing this one, I record it and I put it in the daily assignment for that day. And I'll show y'all that when we get to that part so that you don't miss anything. Life happens. You may not be feeling well, but I still want you to have the benefit of everything that we did in class. So even though you're not interacting with us on Zoom, you get to see exactly what we went over and exactly what we talked about. So Zooms are not a requirement. Okay. They are very helpful, but I do that every Tuesday and Thursdays at 11. Tuesday, a lot of times we do a little lecture and maybe some anatomy and a little bit of coding, but on Thursdays, it's strictly a coding class. Now that may change as things go on, but that's kind of the gist of it right now. Okay, go ahead, Melanie.
How long do the Zoom calls normally last?
It just really depends. Sometimes they're an hour, sometimes they're an hour and 15 minutes. This is what I want to say, is if you can only come in for 20 minutes, come in for the 20 minutes and then, you can go ahead and leave. And a lot of times, if somebody has to work or they have an appointment, they'll say, hey, Miss Marcia, I can only stay for 30 minutes. Just want to let you know that I'm going to be popping out after that. So there's no harm, no foul about that, however you need to do it. We'll be glad to have you however long we can get you there, just because I love that you guys can talk and kind of get to know each other. Okay. Do you guys understand attendance?
Yes.
Yes, 67%.
Okay. Yes. Well, I'm going to tell you anyway, because Miss Brenda's not with us, and I just want to verbally make sure. Okay, so every day, our assignments start on Sunday at midnight, and they end on the next Sunday at midnight. So there's 7 days between there. Mm-hmm. Okay, I do want to tell you that I open up assignments usually by 3 o'clock on that Sunday because some of my students are extra and they like to get a jump start. And if I don't, they're texting saying, hey, what time? So you have that a whole week to get your assignments done, right? Yes, but, okay, and then every day. So for example, like today, even though you're just getting started, I need you to submit something, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But the way that I grade attendance is I get in every day, and if you have submitted a daily assignment or a lab, you're marked present. Homework does not count for attendance because it's homework. Now, if you miss a day, what does that do? It does not affect your grade. Some of my students can't do their work until Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they do all of their work on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but they are counted absent. And you do have a percentage of attendance that will come on your progress report, but it doesn't go against your grade. This is what I do want to say. This is an information-based course. There's lots of information to read and to learn and the rules. And I'm not trying to make it sound boring or not fun. It's not that. It's an information-based program. So if you're waiting to the weekend to do work, you're really going to be putting a lot of stress on yourself because there can be lots of information, okay? So if you can't get on every day, do every other day. Some of my students, they'll do, I don't know why they do it this way, but they'll do all of, they'll do one thing and then they'll catch up the next day. Just turn something in on daily assignment or lab in order to get 100% attendance. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
It makes sense what I'm saying, but sometimes it doesn't translate well when this is the caution I want to give you. There's something called 14-day out. What does that mean? That means when you do not submit an assignment and you're not marked present for 14 days straight, it counts the weekends. So if you don't submit something on a Friday, you'll be absent Friday, but it counts Saturday and Sunday too, even though I'm not taking attendance. It's just that many days. Okay, if you don't submit on Friday, but you submit on Saturday, guess what? You're counted present for Friday, because I do not do attendance for Friday until Monday. So you really have all weekend to do Friday, if that makes any sense. If you text me and say, Miss Marcia, I'm having computer problems, I have my work, and I'm going to submit it tomorrow, I'm not going to mark you absent.
Okay.
I need you to communicate. Communication is everything to me. If I know what's going on, I can help. If I have no idea what's going on, sometimes I know what's going on and I can't help, but guess what? I'm going to find you somebody that can help you. And then we're going to work together to try to get the problem solved. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
I don't want you to get overwhelmed and just throw your books out the door and say, forget it. No, call me and say, or text me and say, oh my goodness, I'm going to go crazy. I need blah, blah. So we can talk about it, because everything you start is always overwhelming at first, right? I expect you to feel overwhelmed. This is my promise to you. I'm not going to desert you. You're not going to just be out here flailing on your own. I will help you every step of the way. And I have students and classmates that will be your classmates that will too. I can promise you that. I have a wonderful group of ladies. I have some amazing senior students. And we do look at this like a team. We don't want anybody left behind. We want everybody to be comfortable, okay?
Yes,
Right,
ma'am.
so attendance and communication, this is very, very, very important. You have 3 manuals coming. This is the one we're in right now. This is not a textbook. These are called coding manuals. There's 3 of them. It's going to take 5 to 7 days for you to get these manuals. I understand that that is an inconvenience. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. It's not me. It's not me. It comes from the book company, and we do all we can to get it there as quickly as we can. So how do you do your assignments? Well, the best way you can. Google it. Just use Google. I'm going to be only grading that you've turned something in. I'm not going to grade your accuracy right now, okay?
Okay.
And you're not going to miss anything, ladies, because what happens is where you are right now, you will wrap around, and this is where you will end, right?
The circular.
It's just a big Ferris wheel.
Yes.
So even though you may not get exactly the same assignment, you're going to already know this information, because coding is a process. As long as you learn the process, you can do it every single time. Doesn't matter what system or what we're doing. I want you to keep that in mind, okay? So
Okay.
perfection is not what I'm looking for right now. Let's just do the best we can until we get these books, and then we're going to be cooking with fire, I promise you. All right. Have you received your email from Miss Jana to set up your ebooks?
Yes.
Have you downloaded your ebooks?
Yes.
I think I did because I was able to view it. So I think I did it.
Okay, so you clicked into your Vital Source library and they popped
Yes,
up.
ma'am.
It won't let me view through Vital Source, but it lets me go through Bookshelf.
Oh. And something else I want to tell you guys, a lot of times if I say, let me have another student call you, it's because everything I see is on an instructor part. I don't see the exact same things that you guys see. So forgive me, never think that I'm going to, if I say I'm going to have blah, blah, call you, it's not because I don't want to help. It's because I have only an instructor understanding where you guys see it in a little bit different way. So I want to make that clear. Sometimes I can help and sometimes I'm like, I don't know. So, but okay, so Melanie, you can see your books through Bookshelf, right?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all, I've got myself so organized I can't find anything. I know that you guys have ebooks. I do have ebooks, but I have paper books too. This is the book we're working in right now. Do you recognize this book in any of your books?
Yeah.
We're in the step-by-step 2021. This is the textbook. Looks just like that on ebooks. And this is the workbook. How do you know the difference? This has workbook written across the top of it. Okay, if I give you a workbook assignment, you can't type in the workbook. You still kind of have to. Most of my students get a notebook, they write their answers down, they take a picture of it, and they upload it. I don't expect you to type it. You know what I mean? I want you to make it. If you want to type it, go for it. If you want to write it, go however you want to do it. Don't make it so hard that it's harder for you to complete your work. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. Sometimes I achieve that and sometimes I don't. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to your ebooks, but I need to find out what chapter we're on right now. Okay, today is Thursday, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're only responsible for the work today and behind and on, right? Do not worry about any assignments that you see right now that's before today. I'm going to tell you what day you're on and how you're going to find that. But I wanted to make sure that I verbally say that right now. I'm going to drop everything from yesterday on in this module, and your only start for today, you're responsible for today. It takes me a little bit of time to drop all of those grades. So please don't feel upset if something shows up and it says, I got it, I promise. It just takes me a minute. It may be Monday before I get all of it dropped, but I want to assure you that I'm on top of it. And if I see a bad grade somewhere, believe me, when I'm looking at your stuff every day, I'm going and checking it. So ask any question that you want to ask. I'm happy for you to hold me accountable because sometimes I need help making sure, double checking myself. But I don't want you to fret if you happen to see an assignment that was way before you got here. Don't worry about it. I'm going to drop everything before today. So let's go into our ebooks first. Sharing my screen. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, so this is how I go into my Vital Source library. Well, hang on, it signed me out because I took too long. Try that again. Okay. When you go into your books, make sure that you're clicking open book and not launch course because that really, it gets a little confusing. Launching course, I don't even know what it does. It just sets you somewhere else where you don't need to be. Okay, so when you come to your table of contents, this is how it looks, right?
Which book are you in?
Huh?
Are you in the workbook or the?
No, I am in the textbook. So you guys are starting on unit 3 right here, and you click that, and you're starting in chapter 21. So this is where you're starting. Unit 3, chapter 21. Now, I don't know if you know this, but if you look, there's a little printer here, and there's a capital A and a little a, and then you have a read aloud button. This literally reads to you.
Chapter 21, Reproductive, Intersex Surgery, Female Genital System.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I like that.
Very cool. You can be making dinner and listen to your lesson, right? Okay,
Yeah.
something else that I want to show you that, oh, doggone it, hang on. That's in your table of contents. If you keep scrolling past, your units here, just keep scrolling. Appendix B and C, these are answers. And I'm not telling you that I want you to go cheat, but if you get stuck on something or you want to look at your, to make sure that you've got something right, you do have extra tools here for that. Okay, I'm just going to show you your workbook. Your workbook it doesn't read to you, but, and I'll go into chapter 21 where you're at now. And see, this is how your workbook looks. I would just number 1 to 13 and, fill it in on a piece of paper, because it won't let you do anything. It won't let you add a note. It won't let you fill it out.
Okay.
Do we have any questions about our ebooks?
No, ma'am.
No, I'm able to do it with you, so it's really helping me understand because I got it on my phone and on my laptop.
Great. I didn't even know if you could do it on your phone. Some
I
phones
have to
won't
put it
allow
on
it.
my phone. I was just watching Melanie, and I was trying to upload it on my phone
Okay, well, great.
because I have it on my computer. I set
Yeah.
everything up on it.
I'm a
Well-
very visual person. I have to be like one-on-one.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So that's why I'm trying to go slow, because I know what I'm looking at and I get so excited to show. The next thing we're going to go to is e-learning. It's my Unitech page, e-learning, or Genzabar. They're all interchangeably. It's the same exact site that you used in orientation. Okay. So you log straight in. You've been dropped into the course today, so you're able to get in there. All right. The very first thing I want to show you is called a week at a glance. I give you a week at a glance the same time I turn your lessons on Sunday. What is a week at a glance? Well, the way that this works is we go by modules. And for example, it could be day 1 of 40, day 2 of 40, day 3 of 40, day 4. You understand what I mean? And so your assignments will be module 154, day 1 of 40, daily assignment. So you have daily assignment, lab, and homework. Well, once you get to day 25, are you going to forget which day you're on? No, you're not. You know why? Because I made a week at a glance. It's like a little map. So I'm going to show that to you first so you can understand what I'm talking about. And once, I kept thinking, man, if I was a student, I would be lost as a goose on what day I'm on. I mean, if I sleep, I'm not going to remember what I did, And so the week at a glance was the best thing I could come up with for you to be able to map where you are. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go into our e-learning, our Genzabar, or my Unitech page. Okay, so you guys are going to be looking at academics. I think that that's what you click on. And then your course is ONBC 154-03. And that's what it looks for. It's going to be your only course except for orientation, so it's not going to be hard to pick out. When you click on that, you're going to come to something. I never use next event, so you're never going to find anything there. But latest news is so important. You're going to click this, and you see week at a glance, 7/12 to 7/16. Today we're on 7/15. So we click read more, and that's what we have. Do you see this? Daily assignment, lab, homework, discussion question on our Zoom. So what's today? Today's Thursday, right? And I know that this shifts a little bit to the left, but Thursday is here. Day 32 of 40. This is your daily assignment. This is your lab, and this is your homework. So Friday is day 33 of 40, chapter 21, review, lab, and homework. This is our discussion question for the week, and this is our Zoom schedule. Okay, any questions about this?
It's probably a little clearer on, it's probably blurry like this because you're sharing the screen, right?
It is because I'm sharing the screen. When you
Okay.
click on it, you're going to be able to see it a lot better. Some of my students, if you have a printer, they print it and they check it off. And then I have other students who have like a little weekly planner and they just write it down so they can check it off as they do it. Now, let me show you why this is going to be important to you. Okay, the next thing we're clicking into is your coursework. Now, remember, it looks a little bit different for me than it does for you because I'm instructor side. So when you go into coursework, daily assignments first, do you see this list?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't here on day 17, right? So this isn't you, but it keeps the whole list for the whole module. So what day did I say we're starting on?
The 15th today.
Right, but we're on day 32, right?
32, yeah.
So this is where you would start for your daily assignment, day 32. And remember, where did we get that from? We got it from our week at a glance. So is that kind of making sense how we're using the week at a glance?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna pop in and show you what the daily assignment is for today. Now yours isn't gonna look this way, like this, but okay. So today, read chapter 21, reproductive system procedures through in vitro fertilization. And then you see this, it's attached. And then if you're reading in your ebooks, information found in unit 3, chapter 21. Let me show you why it says that. Because not only can you read your assignment in your ebooks, I copy and paste it into the assignment. You can't click any of these things because it's copy and pasted. But if for some reason your ebook is down or you can't use it for some reason, you can use it here. Also, you can print this from here. So if you wanted to print this whole lesson, you could print it from your assignment. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your assignment says complete and submit exercise 21-1. Now, if you're doing it from your ebook, you just look for exercise 21-1. If you're doing it from this side, I always put it in red for you.
Okay.
So I could print that out, fill it out, and then take a picture and send it?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I try to make it as easy as possible. But you only need to submit exercise 21-1. There may be like little quick check exercises. Let me see if I can find one. There are going to be different little exercises, maybe little toolboxes or things like that. You should do those as you come up on them, but I'm not asking you to like here, quick check 21-1, and it asks you a question. You should stop and do that because it helps you, right? but
Right.
I'm not asking you to turn that into me. I only need you to turn in what I'm asking you to submit to me, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense? I'm
Yes, ma'am.
not going to be asking you to turn in 50 things that are in a chapter. I'm going to probably be asking for one thing for each little segment. It's
Okay.
too so don't overcomplicate it or overthink it. If I'm
Okay.
asking you to submit something and you only can get to what I've asked you to submit, get to that, submit it, and then you can go back later and finish the other exercises if you didn't have time.
Okay.
So if you're pressed for time, I'm not asking for major amounts of things to be turned in. Okay?
Okay.
Get the meaning there?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't overwhelm everything. Just give me what I'm asking for. And then when you have more time, you can go more in depth in other things. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to share the screen again. Okay. So that is your today's daily assignment. Now, again, you don't have a manual. I need to see what your assignment is. These things you should be able to do without a manual. CPT codes, got to do that with the manual. But if you copy and paste the scenario into your Google, you should be able to find a code.
Okay.
And also, you have the key to this in your table of contents. Okay? All right. Now that's our daily assignment. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to show you homework. We're on day 32, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So day 32. It says chapter 21, complete theory, number 1 through 12, and I want you to submit 1 through 12. Now this is in your ebook, but I have again copied and pasted it here. If you wanted to do it here, if you want to print it out and fill in the blanks, it's easy peasy, right? Save your assignment.
Sorry, how did you get to that again?
That was
Same
in
as
your
it-
homework.
Okay.
That was day 32 of your homework, because for some reason homework is listed second. Okay, the way that I assign it, guys, I do daily assignment, lab, then homework. I don't know why when it sets up, it puts homework second, but when you're doing your work, do daily assignment, lab, then homework. It will line up more for your chapter. So I would do daily assignment, then I would scroll down to lab. We're on day 32. Let's see what our lab, oh, sorry. That's not what I needed to do. So day 32, let's see what you have to do today in lab for day 32. You're going to be reading some more. And again, here it is. And the only thing that I'm having you submit is exercise 21-2. Okay? That is in red right here. It's not a lot. See, there's only 3 questions, right?
Okay.
Okay, so daily assignment, lab, then homework, okay? If you
And that's
have
all under coursework?
yes, it's all in coursework.
Okay.
Now, if you don't have a daily assignment, it's because you're gonna have an exam. And how are you gonna know? Because you're gonna be looking at your week at a glance, right? And it's gonna say day 38 of 40, exam chapter 4 under daily assignment. So you're gonna be able to know what goes where. So that is that. Okay, any questions about a daily assignment, homework, or lab, how that's laid out?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I want to point out over to the left, you have a syllabus. You also have PowerPoint slides to go with every single one of your chapters. So you can click these and you can read through PowerPoint slides as you listen to your book. You can just read through your PowerPoint slides. I don't know how you guys feel about PowerPoint slides.
Okay.
Today, I have a Zoom coding class at 11. I will record that class and I will be putting it under day 32 of 40 daily assignment. How will you know? I'm going to add you to Remind. I'm going to be sending you an invitation as soon as we hang up. And on Remind, I'm going to put Zoom class loaded in daily assignment day 32 of 40 to remind you that it's there. And all you're going to do is when you open your assignment, you're going to click on it and it's going to play. It's just right there for you. It's just as simple as
Sounds
that.
pretty easy. Yeah, I was just about to say, it sounds pretty easy.
Yeah, you just got to get on and kind of learn to navigate it a little bit and come up with your own system. If you can think of anything that you feel like will help more, I'm always open to ideas. I am going to tell you that please watch your Zoom classes or anything that I put on there for you to watch, even if you think it's boring, because it is important. Okay. A lot of times when I'm doing coding scenarios on Zoom, it's on the test. So you're not just wondering, what am I going to be doing? Now, not every one of them that I give you will be on the test. There'll be some other ones because I can't just give you everything. But a lot of times I'm doing things for a reason. So I'm trying to make sure. Do you have any questions?
No, just have to get familiar with navigating, but just like you said, it's that'll
Getting
come with
on there
time.
and playing with it. And please don't hesitate to reach out to me and let me know what you need help with or ask questions. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to find somebody that does.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
there's no question that's too little, or I don't think any question is dumb. I think all questions are great. One of my favorite things, and you're going to think this is weird, if you ever get an answer wrong when we're in class, I don't want you to ever feel bad, because whenever we get something wrong is when we learn. If we get everything right, do we ever learn anything? I mean, sounds
You learn
crazy.
from error.
I don't mind getting an answer wrong. As coders, when we're doing things, if you decide on a different code and you like your code and I have another one, we're going to talk about it. I'm not going to look at you and say, well, I'm a coder and you're not. And no, ma'am, I want to talk about it. I want to see what you see, because when we read these scenarios, or when we become coders and we read the medical records, we're all very different, correct? So whenever we interpret things, we may interpret it just a little bit differently. There is a little wiggle room. It's not big wiggle room. So I want you to never feel bad about giving me an answer that's incorrect. I think that's great, because we learn when we get something wrong. And I don't want you to ever be afraid to say, Miss Marsha, I don't agree with that. Can you tell me why? And I'll be like, yes, let's figure out why. Or if you give me a different code than I have, I'm gonna say, let me look at that. Let me make sure I like my answer better than yours. You understand what I mean? So to me, we collaborate and communicate and work together as a team, because when you get your jobs, no, we're not getting jobs, we're getting careers, right? When you get your career, that's what you're going to be doing. No matter whether you're working front office, insurance verification, billing, or coder, whatever you're doing, it's a collaboration. And it's about one thing: getting the most money we can for that doctor, so we're well paid.
Yes, ma'am.
We want him making the money because we want some of it, right? And we want to help our patients too.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
It was wonderful, wonderful to meet you, ladies. Do not hesitate to reach out if you need me today. I have another class at 11 and I will be on the road, but I still be available by text or phone call. So
Okay.
Let me know if you need something. And if not, try to make Zoom next Tuesday at 11. And just do the best you can with the assignments until then. Google. Remember, I'm just making sure you've uploaded an assignment. Make sure you're uploading the assignments where I've asked them. Daily assignment, homework, lab. Don't upload everything in one thing, because the way Bar is, I need it in each segment. Just what I ask for, in each thing.
Okay, so Normally the quizzes are on Friday.
No.
No.
I do quizzes according to the syllabus,
Okay.
but you will know like the Sunday before with if you're going to have a quiz. If you have a quiz on Monday, I'm going to tell you on Friday. I try to make sure that you know when your quizzes are. And normally, because you're online, you have your book. Nobody really frets over quizzes because you have all that information right there.
Okay.
So anyway, all right. Let me know if you need something. It was wonderful to meet you. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon.
Same here. Thank you.
Bye-bye, ladies.